Okay, hello everyone. So this is going to be the fourth video. All right, so this is just gonna review set part two. Okay. So for this section, you will focus on phase two of the module. When you make a claim, use evidence as examples to substantiate your claims. Recall that using evidence and examples strategically. All right, so this is what I mean. So let me go to phase two. All right, so this is what I meant. So for phase two, I asked you to use the miniature guide to critical thinking and how to write a paragraph. All right, so then you're going to use these texts, but more specifically, the miniature guide to critical thinking to help you address these points. All right, but I also put these questions here for you to address. All right. So then part two, you're going to address these 3 points, right? And they're going to be like a paragraph or so, right? In terms of what type of argument or what argument are you able to identify from the manuscript that I had you read, right? Is it like, and what I mean by that is, do you think, based on your understanding of the paper that I assigned to you from your peers or your class course colleagues, is what are they trying to tell you? Right? Do you identify? Can you identify an argument? Do they have an argument? Right? Now, if, for example, let's just say that they do not have an argument, you can write the based upon your understanding of the manuscript. You can say that no clear argument is identified, and then explain why having an argument is important, right? Or if they do have an argument, that is the argument fully developed, partially developed, or is the argument sort of stated at the beginning and then it gets lost somewhere in the paper, right? So then you have to be a critical reader in order to be able to address these points, right, for the prompt. Okay, I hope hopefully that makes sense. So that's going to be one paragraph, and then the second paragraph is going to be, are they effectively conveying their argument in the manuscript? So then you're going to look at the totality or the holistically what the manuscript says, and then see if they're effective in sharing or telling you or demonstrating to you or showing you what their argument is, or do they just meander? All right, and what I mean by meander is sort of like, how many of you have had a day where everything seems boring, plain, uninteresting? um you're wondering why you rolled out of bed that particular day. That's sort of what meandering means. It's just that you're just walking or talking and there's no point to what you're saying other than just filling the page numbers for an essay. Okay. So like that's sort of what I mean, because you, again, as the editor, have to come up with the descriptors, but also the evidence to support your claim. Okay, so if you just say like, "Hey, look over there at that dog, that tired wet dog." Well, what about that tired wet dog? Why is that drawing your attention to it? And then you have to sort of explain and make an argument why you think that's significant for you. So you're doing the same thing here with assessing your peers' essay. Okay, so like that's for point number two. And for paragraph number two. And then for point number three, or paragraph number three, what position do they adopt in the argument? So, and I have it here, a parenthetical comment. So then here are 3 positions that a writer can take when they write their manuscript. They're in favor of a position, meaning that they support it, right? And there's many topics out there, right? Because just to give you an example, just finishing up the last videos and editing them and cleaning them up before I upload them onto Canvas, I'm going in between looking at the listening to the debate between Governor Walz and JD Vance. And you can hear the position that they take or the positions they're against, right? Or even taking a topic neutrally, right? But in a debate, you can't really do that, right? But these are the positions that you can take for an essay. Meaning, for example, if a person's talking about maybe civil rights, are they in favor of civil rights or are they critiquing civil rights, right? Or against civil rights? Okay. One of the points that they mentioned earlier, I believe, was on abortion, and they're taking a pro position or critiquing that position, right? So then you have to evaluate what the writer of the manuscript you're assigned is trying to tell you. All right. So then that's also going to be a paragraph. Now, remember, a paragraph is comprised of 4 sentences or more. All right. So like, don't think that you have to write like a 15 line paragraph to be able to pass as a paragraph. No, a simple paragraph has 4 or more sentences. Okay, but you have to make sure that they're well structured, well worded, and well punctuated. Okay, all right. So hopefully that makes sense for part two. So now I'm going to go to part three. So I'm going to stop the video and then restart another video